All right, this is John Kelsey with Learning 21st, and we are going to learn the alignment and distribution tools on Microsoft Word 2010. First, we're going to go ahead and insert a combination of shapes, and for this, we're going to use kind of a demo of an employee application. So I'm going to start out by creating a box where an applicant would fill out their name. I'm going to get rid of the fill and keep an outline, and I'm just going to have this be a box. I'm going to use the text box tool here, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a text box underneath it and just say this is where they're going to put in their first name. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and change some of the settings on that text box, make it so that it has no fill and no outline, so it's essentially invisible, and also change the alignment so it's centered, and put it right next to where it is I'm going to want them to fill this out. Now, the first thing I want to do is line these up so that they're centered on each other. So I've got my first name text box, and I'm going to hold down the Shift key and go ahead and also highlight the box. Now, under my drawing tools, I have this little tool over here that looks a little bit different depending on your screen resolution, but it always at least has this symbol. And you can see you have a whole series of different alignment tools. I'm going to align these centers, and it kind of gives you a little preview of what it's going to do. And these are two separate items, so they're kind of aligning on each other. And I think those are lined up perfectly, so I'm going to go ahead and group those together so they're locked with that particular alignment. Now, I want to recreate this same setup, so instead of recreating it, I'm simply going to copy it and paste it, and then go ahead and move it over here, and I'm going to do the same thing for a third box, and I'm going to kind of purposely make them a little bit misaligned here so you can see the alignment tool. Get in here, make this one say middle, and make this one say last. Alright, now I've got three different boxes here. Now keep in mind these are grouped together. If I were to ungroup these, it would treat each individual component, the name and the box, all separately. But I want for this, for them to be treated as three big objects. So I'm going to highlight all three of those objects. Go to Format again, and I'm going to first align their tops so they're lined up perfectly. And then I'm also going to go in to Distribute. And Distribute allows you to take more than two objects and kind of evenly space them. Right now you can see between these first two, they're kind of close together, and these second two are a little bit further apart. Now I could do that by eye, or I could just distribute evenly, and it does it for me perfectly. All right. Now, I could, if I wanted to, highlight all three of these, group them together, and again, instead of recreating, I'm going to copy and paste and move these down and use them for my next row of three different items. Now, for me to be able to manipulate these, I might need to actually ungroup them again, so I can go in here and change these into, street, city, and state, or something along those lines. Now, something else that I can do with these is I can line them up on the page so that they are centered on the page. Now, one thing you want to pay attention to is how you have these grouped. So if I have three different items here grouped, and I instead align them on their centers, it's going to line them up like this, where they're actually lined up on their centers. So you have to be kind of pay close attention to what you have grouped and ungrouped, and what you're aligning, whether it's to their middles or to their centers. Now these I'm going to go ahead and align to page, and I'm going to align that so that on the page they are aligned centered. But again, if I hit centered with three different objects, they're going to align up like that, where all three combine together. So I'm going to group them into one big huge object and then align that on the center. And now you can see it just shifted over and centered perfectly on the page. So on Microsoft Word, using the alignment and distribution tool will help you create a very nice centered and evenly spaced document. It's John Kelsey for Learning21st.com.